I wish that I could sort of tap into. I feel that, yes, a lot of what I'm doing does come from that part of my childhood, but at the same time, it's so buried. I mean, it's really buried under a lot of things.
But it seems to come through in ghost, sort of, not like, I don't mean this in actual, but sort of just ghosting images and everything. Like it's something that is sort of an elusive quality that comes out that isn't necessarily, like I feel that sometimes my pieces might be too, not dramatic, but that they just might be too much something.
Well, as far as people looking at them, I mean, as far as, okay, the person who goes into the library and sees it on the wall, it's a real hammer to the head, because, and especially if anybody's had that experience and they can't, you know, work it out. It's tricky. I don't want my art work to be only seen as my therapy. I have much higher aspirations for it. I want it to be beyond that. I want to lose as much of the subjectivity in a way as possible. I get this feeling if I can remove myself from it enough, it will, all my inner things are going to come out despite me. It's not going to make any difference. I don't think I can manipulate it. I know I can't manipulate it. I've tried to make a drawing, you know, about well, at one point we were given an assignment to do a drawing of ourselves, a self-portrait with our parent of the opposite sex, which in this case was my father. And my father died when I was 7, and therefore, you know, a lot of things in my life have been affected by it. That's really obvious, but it was a very interesting experience because I went through it was like an emotional roller coaster from beginning to end. And at first I thought that I could do something very theatrical and staged. And then I thought, no, I can't do that. It's got to be more natural. I thought, well, what's natural? I never knew the man. I mean, you know, you can imagine it was pretty difficult. But in the end, I really tapped into something. I felt really that I had gotten beyond the emotionality of it, and did a drawing. I sort of said, that's it, I've got 2 weeks left, I've got to get on to this. And I went at it, and I was really happy with the outcome. And that's what I mean, if you can get beyond the emotion, you know, there's this big myth about the artist, sort of, oh, great scene in that movie, Caravaggio. Did you see that? Yeah. By Derek Jarman. I loved it, it was so ridiculous in a way, but it was theater. He's in front of this canvas and he's literally jousting with the canvas, this sort of like thrust parry, standing back, like all this big dramatic theatrical gesture. And it was great because it's so false. I mean, when you're doing a paint, I mean, well, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody else, but in my experience, when I have an end piece that really works, that was not the process. The process is a sort of calm approach with an idea and sticking to your guns, you know. That wasn't intentional at all. But, you know, sticking with your original intentions and just doing it. It's like sweeping the floor. It is. It's like sweeping the floor. But I mean, at a certain time, you have to say it's going to be like sweeping the floor. But see, when you I don't know how you work when you do those things. Like when I look at those works and read the script and look at them, and I mean, I have a piece at home, and every once in a while I look at it, and I think you must have been crying all the time you did that stuff, and I don't know if, like...
No, it seems... I seem very detached from them. Like it just seems like it seems like it's when I'm working on something, it's like a very long process because it seems I get the initial idea and I sort of work around with that, and it seems to take so long to go from, it's almost like it's in slow motion sometimes, like, you know, you're working towards the end, but then you turn around and look at it at the end and it seems like such a short space of time that, but I find that I use ideas that I've had from different times, and they all seem to be coming in, and then suddenly it's like this, you know, Shazam, like everything falls into place, and I wonder why I was so stressed out that I didn't think I was going to get it together, because sometimes it's like, am I really going to get it together? Am I just going to fall flat on my face? It's like that. It's such a fine balance working the line. But I don't know, it doesn't seem to upset me anymore though. Like people think, oh, you know, this is, you know, it must have been really traumatic. Well, it was traumatic, but I think that what I have done has helped me to overcome that traumatized. Like I don't cry anymore. Not like I don't see crying as a negative thing. Like it's very positive in some ways.
Well, it can become a handicap for sure.
That's true. It can become a crutch. Like I just don't want to deal with this. So if I start to cry, I know people will back off. But I can deal with it rationally now, and I find that through time it's becoming, I really have gained a lot of strength through it. I feel like I'm a much stronger person, and I think that if I can survive this, that I can virtually do anything I want to.